Visit sportsbookreview.com to learn more about BetOnline and its A-plus rated platform on the link below. ESPN Showdown on Wednesday night. I don't know if it's a showdown or not. Let's call it NBA on ESPN Wednesday night. Knicks and the Celtics. Right now, Boston, 8.5. We saw some 8s earlier this morning. They've been bet back up to 8.5 total. 208, a little bit of under money come in on this ballgame. Take a look at the season series. Very early, back in October, Boston blew out the Knicks at home. The Knicks repaid the favor. They won by 9 as 2.5-point dogs. In the rematch just for Christmas, home team 2-0 straight up, 2-0 against the spread. From a point spread perspective, neither game was remotely interesting. The Celtics were right side the first time. The Knicks were right side the second time. You know, a classic NBA flat spot, trap game, whatever you want to call it. You have the team returning home off a long road trip, just one day off as they get back, and everyone's like, hey, by the way, your wife wants to see you, your kids want to see you, you have 6 different commitments. There are all kinds of issues when teams get back from being out of town for a week and a half, 2 weeks like the Celtics were. And, they're coming off a win, a hard-fought win at Denver. You worry about that from a spot perspective. And Brad Stevens talking about the game on Monday against the Nuggets, quote, I thought we were gassed at the end of the game. We missed some defensive assignments, and I thought we missed some good opportunities on offense, but they found a way. Yeah, Brad Stevens going to complain about his team's energy level, but the bottom line, the Celtics did have a successful trip, 2-2 straight up, 3-1 against the spread. You worry about that last leg being in altitude at Denver, crossing 2 time zones on the way back, and then playing on a day's rest. I don't like the spot tonight for Boston, laying the points, but they're not going to get any sympathy from the Knicks. You know, the Knicks played 7 straight on the road across all 4 time zones. Then they went home to play Brooklyn last night, now back on the road again. But more than that, you want to talk about fatigue? Since December 14th, what's that, 6 weeks ago? More than 6 weeks ago? 24 consecutive court changes for the Knicks. That's going to extend out to 27 before they finally get back-to-back games at home next week. 24 straight games without 2 games in a row at home. That means a ton of travel and a ton of fatigue for the New York Knickerbockers. That's a big concern for me this evening. So we look at Boston, and it's really been the same story. We talked about this on Sports, but a couple of times. The offense isn't working. The defense is phenomenal, and the January numbers show that pretty clearly. You know, offense, 100.9 points per 100 possessions. That's number 29 in the NBA defense. They're ranked number 1 in the month of January. That's a pretty sharp split. And, of course, you want to talk about a really sharp split. Look at the offense with Kyrie Irving on the court. They're a solid offensive team. Off the court, the worst team in the NBA, trying to put the biscuit in the basket. The Celtics need a second option behind Irving. That's why all the Tyreek Evans rumors are floating around town. Knicks right now only 3 games out of a playoff spot. You don't know how hard they're going to push for it. It feels like they may dump some salary before the trading deadline. Certainly trying to move Joakim Noah right now. Not easy to find takers for him. And, of course, the Knicks, despite the fatigue and despite the fact that I'm not a Jeff Hornacek fan, I don't like the point guard situation right now. That's bad news against an elite Celtics defensive squad. They have Jarrett Jack, Trey Burke, and the rookie, Frank Ntilikina, all in the mix. They don't have enough minutes to go around. Hornacek, prior to last night's win over the Nets. It's a game-to-game situation. They all lend something different. Jarrett does at times a great job running our team and keeping us controlled. Frank has good movements offensively where he's hit big threes late in games. We like his defense. And Trey, we like the ability to get in the paint and get in the lane and create havoc. It's tough sometimes. Maybe it settles at some point. We're trying to work on that. No answer last night versus the Nets. You know, there was some mix and match with Burke at the 2, but, you know, all 3 Knicks point guards splitting time right now. You can grind out a win versus a bad team that way. Can they break down the NBA's defense? I'm not so sure. Given the Celtics' offensive woes, given the Knicks' concerns and an ability to move the basketball at the point guard position, might look at this game to stay under the total. If I'm playing, that's the way I would look. Super Bowl breakdown. Yeah, you've been waiting for it all week. It's coming up next right here on SportsBit. Betting insight today from SBRpicks.com. Like the show? Help us keep the lights on. Please make sure to comment, share, and subscribe to all the Sportsbook Review videos. Thanks so much. Best of luck. Enjoy the games.